There's people out there donating money so they can go vote. You know what I'm saying? We
Another
as
one of those
Mark
perpetual
Cuban did some
systems.
shit.
we
I
have
think
that. We
Mark
have
Cuban
that right. Go register, go vote. You know what I'm saying?
get that
Yo,
word
step
out.
up to the plate. Exactly.
But
That's all I
listen,
gotta say, man. Step
okay,
up
so
to the plate.
all right, so okay, allow me to play devil's advocate just a little bit, if I may. Now, just 15 minutes ago, we were just talking about the electoral college and the popular vote. Now, I'm strongly behind your message, but based on what we were just talking about, how can you convince someone of that?
So,
Well, go ahead, P.
so number one, I think it is very important to realize that this is not white against black. There are just as many white people quite upset with this idiot
Oh
as
yeah,
Absolutely.
us,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely, absolutely.
So if those of us who are on the other side, if we go out and vote, then the change with the electoral vote can't stop that, right? The gerrymandering where they carve out
Okay, go ahead, P. I'm sorry.
where they carve out all these lines to try to dilute vote, it works based on a racial and economic position, right? That's how they do it, based on race and economics.
Right, the redlining and the
Right,
gerrymandering and all that.
right. But this guy has done enough to where those lines won't matter if enough of us go out to vote.
Okay.
Because he has offended plenty of people outside of just black people.
Oh word, absolutely,
The
absolutely.
majority of the people that voted for him in 2016, he's offended those
right.
people.
Oh yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
The dude, I'm telling you, the dude when they told me that the guy went out and said that. So first I already knew that he had bone spurs, so he couldn't go to war or whatever, couldn't join the military or whatever. Right, gotcha. And then it was like, I'm a sucker for spending 24 years in the military, and I'm like, ain't no possible way.
Right. See,
We
that
gotta
type shit, man.
Yeah, we got to depend on just a sect of people to get us out of this. There are far more people out there who outside of this black people in the military like this guy.
How did we end up with these two guys to choose from? I mean, like, would either
and my wife have
would either one of these guys be your ideal candidate? Like, so
absolutely.
how do we end up with this type of result every election cycle, man?
The
system needs to be
perpetual
changed, bro.
the perpetual system that exists.
It's a
in
popularity
America.
contest, to be honest with you, bro. That's what it is. It's a popularity contest.
Yeah,
No,
and
it's
then
not.
To be honest with you,
business,
I'm pretty sure the
big
Republican
pharma,
Party don't want Trump. You know what I'm saying?
right?
But that's their guy because he's fucking popular. You know what I'm saying? And on the other side, you know what I'm saying? Just Biden's just more popular than
He's the
Sanders.
promotional guy.
You know what I'm
He's the
saying? And he
promotional
probably
guy.
would have made it further. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's
And
opposed
then
to the other candidates. You know what I'm saying?
and then also, like, okay, so whenever everybody's when they're having the like the Democrats had like how many candidates this year? Like what,
Like 50.
12,
Yeah,
14,
like 13,
candidates,
15, or
like
some
that?
shit like that. It was crazy.
All right. So guess how that gets narrowed down? That gets narrowed down by the lobbyists.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the interests of the big business on who they're going to put their money behind, and then
Oh yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
and then that's your fucking candidate, no matter who you get. Like, what happened to Bernie? Why was like Bernie was on fire? How is he not in some way, shape, or form?
Because
the Democratic nominee.
But I honestly think that we, as average Americans in this country, right? The average American, I don't think sometimes we step outside of ourselves and look at this as it is. That's the American system. It's a capitalistic mindset.
Yes.
What's going to get me the most bang for my buck?
Yes.
That's all that is. That's all that is.
All the way up to the top.
All the way up to the top. What's going to get me? The
Yeah,
only reason
absolutely.
all those Republicans talk cash shit about Trump the entire fucking time until he became
now they're all
nominee.
sucking his dick.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because it only because they like, well, shit, they put him in office, and I gotta back him to keep my ass in office.
Right.
What's going to get me the most bang for my buck? It's
Right.
capitalism.
Yeah, I mean, there was some
101.
Republicans that renounced his ass, like doing his first push. Mitt Romney, you know what I'm saying, denounced that
All
nigga.
of them.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it
Mitch
was so many
McConnell's
Republicans.
and all those guys, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just the perpetual system that exists, and you have to make an actual effort to change it.
Yeah,
And I think we
it's
will.
so like it's so like it's a weird matrix, bro. Like it's a weird matrix with a like it's a universe. It's a
It
universe type
is.
of matrix with a bunch of different doors and loopholes and
Man, this shit is
you know what I'm
crazy.
saying, all type of shit. Like
Can't even make this shit up
all for
right
you to
here, yo. This
maintain,
this
all
is
for you
our
to maintain
reality, yo.
power. All to maintain power is loopholes within the whole shit for you to hold on to your power, and that's what everybody.
But
This is going
it,
on in
it's
modern society, year 2020. This is some
it's
crazy shit.
always
It's heightened.
exists. It's
It's
going
at a
to
heightened.
exist. No,
It's heightened right now.
I don't believe it's heightened. I just believe
Oh,
it's
it's
always
heightened.
no.
Oh, it's heightened because the world knows social media that made it heightened. It
Absolutely.
has no other choice but to be heightened
Let
because
me
where
tell
we
you,
are
it's
technology
not
wise.
it's not heightened. We're just more aware. It's harder for us not to see it today.
Well. More people being more aware and outraged makes it more heightened, though.
It was heightened.
I
Oh, it's
give you,
heightened.
I give you
Trust me, it's
that.
heightened. It is heightened. You know, so we're
But
both saying the same thing, but it is heightened.
this process, these concept has existed through. I remember going through economics class where one of my teachers tried to explain to me that how you have to have poor people in order to have billionaires. It's just not possible.
Absolutely.
Oh
That's
yeah, I've
how
been saying that.
capitalism works.
Yeah,
That's been
Capitalism
my,
you
right
you know what
there.
I'm
have to
saying,
have that, right?
my recruiting pitch, you know what I'm saying? Like you need, you know what I'm saying, blue collars just so much as you need white collars, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If everybody was a white collar, just like me and
You
you
need
used to
niggas
say,
at McDonald's. You
DJ used to
gotta
say
have
every
the
day.
nigga that you gotta have niggas at McDonald's, man.
You do, you
Say,
do,
if
you
every day
do.
was a sunny day, it was a sunny day, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like real
Straight up.
talk, right? If everybody was rich, then we would be rich. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you can't, you
God
gotta have that, you gotta have
God
levels.
damn, anyone who doesn't take
So,
pride in this.
so, for me, ultimately, it's like it's hard to get mad at the natural order of things, right? The only thing we can do is, in my opinion, is instead of getting upset with it, is you figure out ways to get what you want out of it.
Exactly,
These
exactly.
process,
Those levels are always going to be there. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? You just got to determine what level you want to be on.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's it. But them
and
levels are always going to be there, never going away.
and know what you can get done and how much you can do at the level you're at.
Word.
Like, like what you got on there, brother? What's that?
It's my jewel, baby.
Oh, yeah, word.
Your jewel.
I gotta get one of those. I get some
Yeah,
of
I
that
got you.
some of that swag.
I got you.
Yeah,
You
but
too.
it is. But all this shit exists because it's the natural order of things, and all we have to do is make the tweaks and changes that I think we feel, because it ain't gonna change. Biden ain't doing nothing. Biden, in my opinion, Biden's not doing anything different than Trump. It's just he's doing it. He's doing things that are more in line with what's comfortable for me. But he's selling his dreams to people that he knows don't vote for him, and Trump selling his dreams to people he knows don't
I
vote for
mean, they
him.
both are. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
all they fucking doing. It's
It's just that
politics,
Trump
bro.
is just a little racist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Trump was a
That's it.
Democrat. Trump was a Democrat back in the day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say I saw him in the ring with Snoop Dogg back in the day. He was
Yeah.
chilling with the hip hop artists. You
Man,
know what I'm
a
saying?
lot of
Trump
niggas
was
was
that
fucking with
dude
Trump,
back
man.
in the
Just
day.
think
Yeah.
how many times you heard Trump in rap songs,
Yeah.
man.
Here
Yeah,
nowadays,
Trump was
though.
that dude back in the day, man. He
Right.
represented New York. You know what I'm
He was
saying? Like,
mingling. He was mingling a lot.
Yeah.
yeah, he
Yeah.
represented the New York side. You know what I'm saying? The New York money side. Like, he was that
Yeah.
dude.
But he's
You know
selling a
what I'm saying?
product, and the product he's selling now is the presidency, his position in the presidency,
Oh man.
Right.
and that requires a different
Yo,
product.
Yo, I think what he did was genius, man. He bust the whole system wide the fuck open, man. He busted
Oh
Nobody,
yeah.
he
Oh yeah.
flipped it
He's
on
nobody
his
smart.
saw.
head, man. And he
He,
did it unapologetically his
Yeah.
fucking way. That's
yeah,
Let
he
me
did, and he's
let me
still
tell
doing it
you.
his way. He's
I
still
gotta
doing it
applaud
his
it.
way.
You know what I'm
He's not
saying?
changing.
I have to applaud that,
He's
man.
still
God damn.
tweeting whatever the fuck he wants, whenever the fuck
Yeah.
he wants. He has not changed who he is at all. You know what I'm saying? So I
That's
can, in some
that.
people's eyes, he is a god. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this dude can do
All
whatever
right.
he wants. Like, who's
That,
gonna
that
touch?
Oh,
This is Donald Trump.
I mean,
go ahead, Pete.
Of course
like I
he's gonna
say,
do
we've always said, don't hate the player, hate the game, right? But don't, you know what I mean? That's the game.
All
He
right. So
playing
what
the
say
it.
you
Yeah,
game.
this?
yeah. He's an entertainer. He knows what he's doing.
So what say you this? I'm of the belief that Trump was a direct response to Obama being the president for 8 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that was a direct,
Absolutely.
visceral response to Obama being the president. Fake it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. That was the absolute reaction. Just people were just, I guess, tired. I don't know. Maybe they just
Right.
wanted somebody non-political
It
to
was
represent them.
twofold.
It
It
was
was
twofold.
twofold.
Okay, before you go there, P, before you get to your twofold, and there was no way they were going to go from a nigger to a woman. There's no way America was going to do that back to back, bro. Nah.
Over some emails. Come on, Trump has done way worse than that. Yo, in his 4 years, this nigga's already niggas.
They wasn't ready for that much radical
This
change all
nigga's
at one time,
impeached.
bro. That
This
wasn't
nigga
about to
has
happen
been
at one
impeached.
time.
He has an
America
impeachment on
needs
his record.
change in blocks and successions and shit like that. But drastic change, niggas heads start to explode out here.
That was my twofold point. Is that one, there was definitely a rebuke for Obama. They didn't like that, and two, just the ideal of having a Clinton again and her being a female, like that was like, that was hard. That was a hard pill to swallow. Yeah, that's threefold. That was a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, but she won the nod though. That's the whole thing though. She won the nod, so it seemed like it was a go, and she won the popular vote. So
did win the popular vote, bro, not by 2 million votes, bro.
It wasn't a hard stretch. I mean, if it was going by popular vote, she would have won. She'd be our president right now.
2 million.
I may be wrong on this though. But I swear I looked up numbers for voter turnout from Obama both times, and I looked at Clinton when Hillary and Trump went through it, right? Yeah. And when Obama went through, his numbers, the turnout for a Democrat or people voting for him was significantly higher than previous years. People really wanted to see that change. The Republican turnout was fairly consistent. Even when Obama went through, it was still fairly consistent. When Trump went through, it was still reasonably somewhere in the same range it was for the previous years.
Right.
But it fell off dramatically
recently
on the other side, right? With her voting process.
Yeah.
So what that leads me to believe is that when I was talking about the getting out and voting and the electoral college, is that if we keep that same energy we had, 8 years ago or whatever it was, then he wouldn't be in office now. And I think we needed that for us to be like, oh shit, like I really need to get my ass out there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I was speaking to the black voters because not saying that there are not, saying white Democrats or white, saying white people or other.
I got you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the voters that did not vote last season, what was like 60% or some crazy.
I was one of them.
I didn't vote.
I was one of them.
And there was a lot of them, and you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, those people really can't. They say they really can't have a voice if you don't vote. You know what I'm saying? Don't speak on it if you didn't fucking vote. You know what I mean?
I don't really subscribe to that. I don't
yeah, that's what they say though, right? Don't speak if you don't vote. But you know what I'm saying? I had to vote. You know what I'm saying?
I think I saw
my opinion out there that this is who I want in office.
Yeah, I saw my man George Carlin said. He said because I didn't vote, that means I'm not the one that fucked this up. So I can talk.
Oh, now that's an ill point. That's an ill way to think of it. George Carlin was that man too.
He was.
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all niggas got quiet, man. Y'all niggas get quiet for it, man.
Oh, I thought you was about to say something.
Yeah, I thought you had another thought-provoking question.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Damn, I forgot what I was going to say.
I'm just having fun, baby. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen you in a while. You know what I'm saying?
You said
we all need to link on like for real, like on some real stuff.
And this wasn't no rehearsal, people. Like this the first time. Like I've seen Wes, but this is the first time I'm seeing P and fucking bro. Right. Like what? 20 years?
Yeah, like that.
When was the last time I heard your voice, P? Like it's been,
Shit, man. I think I was in New York the last time I talked to you.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Oh, so y'all was in touch then, like
no, I mean, it was the same time I was talking. Yeah, I think you gave me his number and I called him.
Yeah. We was in contact. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Time flew by. It's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been laying your eyes on this nigga.
Yeah, life a motherfucker. You know
so this, just like you said, Pre, like this is you know what I'm saying? Like no rehearse, you know what I'm saying, session or nothing like that. This is
it don't have to be. Don't
You
have to
seeing me
be
for the
first.
first time in years. I'm seeing him for the first time in years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've been seeing each other, but it's been a while. You know what I'm saying? We all link up like it's been day one. Like yo,
You're
what's
right,
good?
man.
You know what I'm saying? We reminisce a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
throw
man.
all of our 2 cents in there. Yo, we come up with $1 million. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do.
I'm
You know what I'm
telling you,
saying? I love. You know what I'm saying? This Voltron. You know what I'm saying?
man.
Approach that we
I love
come with.
y'all
You
niggas,
know what I'm
man.
saying?
I love both of y'all niggas,
You know what
man.
I'm saying? I don't even know if our audience is too young to know who Voltron. What Voltron is. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? But that's how we form. You know what I'm saying? We form like
absolutely.
Voltron up in here.
No
You know what I'm
question.
saying? Like it's
No
crazy.
question.
Like
No question.
like we don't miss a beat.
Not at all, man. Not at all.
Word, man.
That's love, man. That's
That
love. You
is.
don't find that all the time. You don't find that
No,
at all.
you don't, man. You
You
really
don't.
don't. You know,
You know what I'm saying?
especially.
I feel blessed to have that for real.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what, man? Like, my military career. I thought this in the back of my mind. Like, my military career was fairly short. You guys retired 24 and 21 years and shit. So when I was bringing y'all on here to fucking, talk about the career shit and, P with the AIT shit, like I was wondering, like, these niggas' military careers still extended 18 years at least beyond mine. Like, are these niggas gonna remember these times might be insignificant to them?
Hell yeah, nigga.
No,
Insignificant as
Like
they
man.
were to me,
And
they might
no,
be
man.
insignificant to
baby,
these
yo.
niggas, man.
Like
That shit was the like part of my, like, the things I did and learned. That shit was like part of my growth.
Growing up, right?
Like that was
yeah.
my introduction to manhood and
Yeah.
a lot of shit. Like, there ain't no
Yeah.
fucking way I would forget them moments.
That made me realize I could still be me, you know what I'm saying, and still not get kicked the fuck out because we.
Yeah, you had to smarten up. You had to
Hey,
smarten
You know
up.
what I'm saying?
hey, I could not be me when I first came in and
Yeah.
have made it this far. No fucking way.
Oh
No
man.
Yeah,
fucking.
same here. Like I didn't change who I was. You know what I mean? Like I've been me. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I
No.
made it to retirement. That's saying a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
had to mature a tremendous amount though.
Y'all
oh hell
sacrificed
yeah.
me, man. I was
Oh
a
hell yeah.
sacrificial lamb.
You
Nigga. Y'all
sacrificed.
saw me. Y'all was like, okay, nah. After 4 years, like, nah, we not doing what the fuck Zach did.
Shit, I should have got kicked out with you. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
now, hey, word up though. Like man, I envied you in a lot of ways because I wanted to be like, man, fuck that ass, yo, fuck. I
I
wanted to
did
be that,
too.
but I
I
was
did
like,
too. Like,
but
you
I
know
was
what I'm
like, man, I
saying?
can't
Like,
do that
fuck,
shit.
nigga, I can't do that shit. I ain't got the balls like you got. Shit.
Man, I wanted all the smoke, nigga. I wanted all the smoke, nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you wasn't a dumb nigga though. At the same time,
No,
you know
No,
not
what
at
I'm saying?
all.
You was not
no.
by
That's
any
what they
means.
hated though, because they,
You know what I'm saying?
like that
You was
that
very
little
cerebral
shit.
with your shit. You know what I mean? Like you smart
Yeah.
as fuck though. Like
Yeah, that
you
little
didn't have
shit they
to
could
think.
wrangle the other niggas with. They was mad because they couldn't wrangle me with that shit because I was just a little smarter than the average bear. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
they had to get me with
yeah.
technical shit.
I'm gonna tell you particularly, like, your who you was as a young soldier, Primo. Like those kind of, like, who you were kind of guided how I interacted with some of my troops when I got to my level in my rank. Like, I saw what you went through and some of the things you experienced, and the refusal to recognize who you were as a person by senior leaders, the refusal to accept the fact that, nah, motherfucker, you wrong and he right and you got to eat that one. Like,
Yeah.
that shit stuck with me as I moved up, and I always thought about like who I was and a lot about who you were, and thought, man, I'm not finna shit on this young man's spirit just because he don't see it now.
Right.
Like the leadership and the knowledge you have, the fucking army, they fucked it off because they was too arrogant to understand that there was a different way to develop you, to make you could have been somebody that, I mean, honestly, I will say that we all go to the path that we belong in, and the army wasn't your path, but it could have been, and you could have been well at it with the right people.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
that shit
real
stuck with
talk.
me.
If there was a leader of our group, it was you.
Oh, absolutely. I damn sure was following you.
It was you.
Absolutely. I was damn sure following.
You think
Hell
so?
yeah.
I mean, you was
Yeah.
goddamn.
I
You
would
was a
never.
lieutenant, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I would never say that. I would never say that.
But
You
there
remember?
was a leader of our
Hey,
group. It would
it
have
was
been.
you. You remember when you came to me? You told me some dude was talking shit about you.
No, what happened?
So I forgot what it was about, but you came to me. We was in a little club down at in Stanley.
In the
And you was
Ville?
like, yeah. I don't know if you mess with dude, girl, or whatever. You like, yeah, that motherfucker that talking shit. Like, he want to fight. I'm like, oh, word.
I know you was all, yeah,
I
you was on that
crept
type
over
of
there.
time.
I
He
crept
stayed on
over
that.
there. Needless to say, the problem was resolved and everything.
Yeah.
But
I do remember that.
remember
Oh,
that?
you remember it?
I do vaguely remember. Okay.
That cat name was Hollywood. They called him
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Hollywood went to Memphis that
Yo,
night.
you remember Hollywood West?
Yeah,
Hollywood,
I remember Hollywood.
he went to Memphis that night.
I remember that shit. Nigga.
Yo. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, but it was you, P, that formed us all together too.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? You brought us all together, you know what I mean? You brought motherfucking with Thomas in the group, Kenny in the group, you know what I'm saying? Kenny
Oh,
Love and shit, you know what I'm
Kenny
saying?
Love.
Like,
Kenny Love, yeah.
Kenny Love.
you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
I
we
think I
gotta
might
get
have
him
brought
on here too, man.
I think I might have brought in Pofo. I don't know if I brought in Pofo or not. I think that might have
I
been
don't
me.
know. I
Yeah,
think
that
you
was
did.
you.
I think
Yeah,
you
I
did
think
bring
you
in
did. You
Pofo.
bring in
I think that was me. You know what I'm saying? That was a good addition right there.
Mhm.
We needed some African, you know what I'm saying, vibe in that shit.
we
You know what
need
I'm
some
saying?
African blood with us, nigga.
Homeland, you know what I'm saying? We needed that shit. You know, we came from, nigga. We needed that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget, nigga. Never forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, nigga, like
you were
that was
definitely
you,
the leader.
man.
That
Like,
was
yeah,
you.
if there was, you know what I'm saying? If there was a head, you know what I'm saying? Voltron, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got to be the head. It was you, nigga.
Oh
Definitely.
man. Hey,
Yeah, it was you.
man, well, listen, man. I would never say that myself, man. But I don't even look at it in those terms. So that I appreciate it, but it really don't mean nothing. Cause man, y'all was my niggas, man. Like we was
I'm just
a
saying,
unit, man. We moved as a unit,
you've been
man.
that leader.
Everything we did, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything we
Even
did, we
though,
moved that. We didn't even go get
yeah,
anything to eat alone, nigga. Everything we did,
yeah, yeah.
straight up.
You know what I'm saying? You orchestrated all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
All that. Even when I was a dumbass, you know what I'm saying? Went astray on my own, you know what I'm saying? Got jumped and shit.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I
He was
remember
like,
that.
yo, let's get these niggas. You know what I'm
I
saying?
remember that. We was in the
He's
field
like,
with them niggas too. We was in the
yeah,
field with
he's
them
like,
niggas.
yo, that was you. It's like, yo, that's them niggas right there, nigga. Let's go fuck
Yeah.
these. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get these niggas. Like, yo, man, that was
Yeah, I
all you,
remember that.
nigga.
Yeah, we was in the field with
Me.
them niggas. I remember them niggas. I remember the one
Yeah,
nigga
you was the
had a
leader,
tattoo
man.
on his neck and some shit like that. I was like, yeah, I want to
Yeah.
get that nigga. I was
Yeah.
like, him?
That's all it was. Just like say less, nigga. Like, all right, we gonna next time we see these niggas, that's it.
Yeah, but them niggas made peace though. Them niggas made peace in the field.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It was you the motherfucker round all the niggas up like, yo, these niggas right here. Let's do business. Let's do what we do. You know what I'm saying? You gonna fuck up? You gonna fuck with one of ours, nigga? You gonna fuck with one of ours?
Yeah,
Right.
man. Yeah, nigga, you left. You did that dope. We ain't know you was gone, nigga. We ain't know you was gone. You snuck off. You snuck off, and then we like, hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no.
Yeah, nigga.
The squad, nigga.
Them were wild
Yeah,
times right there.
that was you,
time.
man. That was all you, man. So I'm just saying, even though we continued on in our careers, you know what I'm saying, you had that in you. You know what I'm saying? You had that leadership in you because yeah, we roll for a nigga. We roll for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But
1,000%.
there was a head, it was definitely you.
Nah, man, we was all the head, man. We was all moving, man. We was all moving, man. We was all moving. I mean, but I still try to.
You know what I'm saying? In a room full of geniuses, and we were all geniuses in our own way. We were all geniuses.
Fuck yeah, man. Them conversations,
but
man.
it still has to be that one that, you know what I'm saying, it's gotta be that one. You know what I'm saying? And that one was you.
I'm still trying to make it to Jeopardy, man. When I get to Jeopardy, then I'll be that man. I'll be that guy.
Got me on that shit. You got me hooked on Jeopardy and goddamn all that shit, nigga.
Man, that's my shit.
And all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was you that got me hooked on all that shit.
That's my shit, man.
I ain't never fought with Jeopardy until you.
Yeah, man. That's my shit, man. I got to go clean up over there, man. They owe me $100,000, man. I can go over there and give me $100,000 real quick.
You see? You know what I'm saying? It's been you, man. You've been that dude, man.
Real quick, man. Love you guys, man. Love you brothers, man. God damn, man.
Yeah, nigga.
We old as hell, man. We was motherfucking 19 and 20 years old. Now we niggas in their 40s and shit, man.
Yeah,
That's wild.
Everybody's still the same though, man. Everybody look good though, man. Hey, the gray look good on you, P, man.
I know it do, man. You
straight up, man.
I
that
know
look
it
good on you, my nigga.
It don't look good on me. That's why I fade that shit off. You know what I mean?
But my man Ice-T said, slim in the waist and pretty in the face.
Word. It's word to live by for real.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Primo, you know what I'm saying? He looked the same, you know what I'm saying? Like
Except,
he did back then. Like,
except he rocking them waves, boy. You used to brush the hell out your hair.
Yeah, I did. I
yeah,
brushed the shit out of my shit, right?
yeah.
I think I brushed my shit out. Nigga. I think I might have brushed my shit off, nigga.
I've been rocking with this shit since day one, nigga. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yo, he was a young nigga. He was like Onyx and shit in the group, man.
Yeah, that shit. Every era, you know what I'm saying? I fit in every era, nigga. Every era.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hey, yo, and check this out. When I
Onyx
on the video, I'm gonna post up. Yo, Pete, I got that picture that you sent me. Pete, you got any more pictures? You got any more or no?
Not of us. I got some other random ones, but not of us.
Okay. I'm gonna put the joints up. I got a couple pictures. Me, I don't got no pictures of all of us together. I lost all of those.
Yeah.
I got a joint with me and Wes, and I got a joint with me and you. So I'm gonna put those up here throughout the video broadcast of the podcast as well, so the people can see.
Okay.
So they can see how far we go back for real. So when this shit is up on YouTube, nigga, you gonna shed a tear, nigga. You gonna cry, nigga.
Word. I might have some joints, but I gotta go look, man. I might have some shit now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh man.
Shit, let me go upstairs right now. I'm thinking I might have some shit.
I think I got one with me and Watkins, and we was about to go to the club. We was at the CQ desk, and I was like standing on the damn CQ desk, making a jailhouse.
Oh yeah,
I remember that shit. You remember that shit? Yeah. I got that.
Let me go to my room and shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we used to roll the CRC first. Then we used to roll the CRC.
Yeah.
From Sears.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We used to come back on the fucking drunk bus from CRC to Sears.
Yeah.
Then we got the Stanley shit. Just got disgusting, nigga. We was just all over the place. Like what? Like we here now? What?
I remember when they used to have the curfews, and we just be like, shit, if we don't come back on base, we ain't in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
We just stay gone for the whole weekend.
That shit worked though. That shit worked.
Yeah.
Staying at the Dragon Hill.
Yeah.
Dragon Hill Live.
Yeah. I remember some Dragon Hill stories that ain't good for this. Ain't good for this show. Oh, but I tell you one. Hey, you remember that time I almost drowned my goddamn self?
What happened?
I think I remember that shit.
Because
I almost drowned.
Yeah, I got drunk as fuck. And
then, I remember that shit.
I went and got in the shower. We was at Dragon Hill. I went and got in the shower, and I laid down.
Yeah.
I had this habit of just even to this day, if I get drunk, I want to get in the shower and just go to sleep.
You were saying that soju or some shit, man. You was on that soju.
Yeah. I got in the shower.
Oh shit!
And
you was on the soju?
Yeah. And
I remember that shit.
And
I don't remember that, y'all.
I remember all them shits. I remember when motherfucking Sneed was motherfucking drunk as shit. That nigga was like, he passed out of his bed naked with one boot on or some shit. I remember that shit. That soju was a fuck with me.
Yo. Sneed, that nigga, man.
Yeah, that soju's a fuck nigga. That's why I ain't really fuck with that soju, because I saw what it did.
Yeah.
Like, shit, that shit ain't gonna get me like that.
I know.
Yeah, you was either gonna pass out or you was gonna be fighting somebody off of that soju.
But I got a story about Sneed that ain't for this. But man, if I see that motherfucker, I owe him big man. That dude saved my life for real. So it ain't for this. Okay. But he saved my life one day. Like I owe that motherfucker. Like word.
Sneak out, man.
Yeah.
That's that dude, man.
Yeah, that's my guy, man.
That nigga was
that nigga
Sneed, yo.
Leon Love, the ladies' man. Goddamn it, that's what that
ladies love Sneed, man. Ladies love that dude.
That nigga stayed on some wild excursions and shit by himself.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he was that dude, though, man. I tell you, we had a squad, yo. All them niggas, man.
The fucking the stars and the moons and the cosmos aligned.
Yeah, perfect.
Y'all ended up in Korea. Like,
at the exact same time, in the exact same place, like right in each other's face type shit.
Yeah, that shit was.
Yeah,
that shit was. I don't know what's the word for it, but that shit was. It was meant to be.
Yeah, it was once in a lifetime, man. That shit was like
the synergy was.
These common shit, man. That shit only happens so often.
I ain't never had
perfect timing, man. Perfect timing. We got away with a lot. Me and Primo, we got away with a lot of shit
with a whole
while we
lot.
was over there.
Oh man.
Yo,
Yeah. Now P was you was reckless, but you still would stick to the rules.
Yeah. I wouldn't go too far
like
like that. Yeah.
you was not like us. Like,
Nah.
I was like, man, fuck it, I'm going to Young Son today, nigga.
Yeah.
we
I
used
know.
to dip out doing duty hours, nigga.
I know.
You had an appointment? Nah, I'm going anyway. I'm going anyway.
Just go.
You remember the time we was a Young Song and the lights went out in the motherfucking PX?
Oh yeah, I
I
remember.
remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yo, man, we used to go check my cuz out there.
Yeah.
We used to go to
Yeah. Your cousin was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
We used to go to the club out there and shit and chilling. Oh,
Hell yeah.
Oh man.
Good times, man.
We did that town, man. We painted that town, man. We painted the town, man.
A lot of that shit too. Like them times have definitely been ingrained in kind of who I am today. Even when I look at my kids, it's like it's hard for me to tell my son like, nah, you can't try that. Because I mean, all the shit I done did, I'm like, I mean, I learned a lot from out there doing some reckless shit. So I'm mindful about how much I try and stifle there.
Right.
In the morning to kind of experience the world.
Right.
I believe in give them a load.
On their own terms as well, though.
On their own terms.
On their own terms, you know what I'm saying? No enabling going on here, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna give you the tools, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna apply them shits, or you know what I'm saying, or you're not, or you're gonna apply them later, but it's gonna be on your steam.
Yeah. Well, like sometimes he'll make a move, and I'm like, oh, that ain't a good move. He's like, but Dad, I want. I'm like, well, here's some jewels. What you think? I think I still want to do it. Go ahead, son. Tell me how it should go. But
that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I raised my son.
Yeah, all that shit from all that time all that shit we've been through. It kind of set the tone for my life about stuff like that. Like one thing, man, Reek, I really picked up from you hugely is fuck it. Like
the fucking factor. The fucking factor.
Man, I'm telling you, we be out in the motherfucking field and like everything could be falling apart. And I'm like, I can't fix this shit, so fuck it.
That was him, like fuck it. That was him for real. Like,
you motherfuckers gonna have to just wait. Like the whole hey, let me tell you probably one of my biggest epic most fuck it moments was I was in Iraq and I was in charge of I went IT. Right, so I do switches and routers and all that other shit. So I was in charge of this network. This network had like fucking thousands of switches and shit, and I'm the one in charge of all this shit. Right. We had one row that was supporting all these international generals and shit, right? Big wigs, and they fucking helping orchestrate the war in fucking Iraq. And we had this one little setup that fed this whole row of generals and kept them in communications with some of their shit. It wasn't all of it, but it was enough shit, right? So I go in this motherfucker with two of my guys, and they like, hey, so I'm in charge, and they were civilians, and they worked under me, and they was like, hey, look, check it out. This shit ain't working now. We can fix this shit in an hour, and it might break again tomorrow, or we can do it the right way. Take about 5 hours, but we'll get it back up. And I'm like, well, I'm tired of coming in this motherfucker. My boss probably won't like it, but fuck it, do it. So they said, I bet. They started doing that shit. That shit took 4 or 5 fucking days.
Man.
So like after day 2, it was like, this shit gonna take as much time as it take at this point. So I was like, fuck it. I just started worrying about it. Like I was just emails and all kind of shit. And I'm like,
fuck it, nigga. What can you do?
Man.
That decision's made. That shit gonna happen when it happens.
Now y'all stated. Now both of y'all stayed in y'all original MOSs. Well, I know outside of the drill sergeant and the recruiting thing, but
I converted. Yeah, I converted recruiter after. You know, what I'm saying I was.
That's an MOS. That's an MOS in itself, or the recruiter?
Yeah, it's a MOS. Yeah, you can you can be voluntold, but it's 79 Romeo is the MOS. Okay. So I converted to 79 Romeo.
Okay. Yeah, what about the drill sergeant, P? Is that an MOS on its own as well?
Nah. It's So I want to be clear about this. I got the short end of the stick on that fucking drill sergeant. But the first answer to the question, I'll tell you about that bullshit in a minute. The first answer to the question was that I changed from being electronic technician to being IT.
Okay.
So I deal with computer networks and all that shit there.
All that. That was
The
a
drill
brilliant.
sergeant.
That was a brilliant decision.
I mean, it's paying the bills now. I'm definitely not complaining. I ain't fucking Bill Gates or nothing, but my bills are paid.
Right.
Honestly, that shit is like a blessing and a fucking nightmare. Because I like to learn on my own terms. Like I'll read all day if it's something I want to learn about. Right. But you gotta learn about everything constantly.
Continuously,
Continuously.
Because the landscape is always changing.
Always changing. Motherfucker, I joined the Army specifically because I did not want to go to school.
I joined because I specifically wanted to go to school.
We was on two times. I did not want to go to school.
Dead ass.
Dead ass. I said, man, I can join the Army, learn a fucking trade, and ride that shit out till it's time to retire.
Yeah, and I joined because school ain't fucking work out. Like, fuck this school shit. I'm gonna join the Army.
Yeah.
And now I'm fucking got a job that all I do is go to school. But the second part though, the drill sergeant shit, so the Army went through this phase where they decided that drill sergeants outside of basic training were unnecessary. So they changed the drill sergeant to what's called the AIT platoon sergeant. The AIT platoon sergeant, you didn't wear a drill sergeant hat. You still went to the academy, trained at the academy. I went to a 6-week course versus a 8-week course. The difference that I understand was that because we didn't do weapons qualifications in AIT, they removed the weapons immersion, and we didn't do training exercises in AIT, so they removed the weapons training. But I had to recite modules and all the whole nine, learn all the regulations and how to train soldiers and all that shit, march and the whole nine. So I got treated like a fucking private for 6 weeks. You know, I 18 years in. I was 18 years in when I went. Get my mind around. All right, I'm gonna be somebody's bitch for fucking 8 weeks, or whatever. So I did that. But the kicker is, they didn't give you any of the ritual respect and accolades. The job was exactly the fucking same. Exactly the fucking same. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't get any of the pay. I didn't get no pay, no badge, none of the glory things you get for doing the exact same job.
Right.
So I did it for 3 years as an AIT platoon sergeant. That's what they call it. And but it was the same thing. Man, I probably worked 15 to 16 hours a day for damn near 3 years straight.
Damn.
No lie. I mean, I had the occasional weekend off, holidays and shit, but I swear to you. And I went from being a company AIT platoon sergeant to the company senior platoon sergeant to the brigade senior platoon sergeant, where I was in charge of the brigade. Yeah. So I worked for the brigade commander and the sergeant major, and I would go out, and pretty much they were like, if you see Sergeant Peacock, you see the brigade commander, you see the brigade sergeant major. So I was that dude in the brigade.
Yeah.
And even at that point, I was like, well, maybe I get a little break up here. No. My fucking sergeant major was like, I want to see you in the morning for PT, and I want to see you at night before they leave. So again, more 16, 17-hour days and all that shit. So, but again, no pay, no badge, none of the accolades or recognition for the work you put in. But man. The good thing about it is, though, I actually did enjoy the work. I did like Walker said, I did like seeing the effect I had on people and the change it made in their lives and the progress. And then every now and then they reach back to you like, man, I remember you, you helped me out, and that shit really made a fucking difference. As y'all know, I've always been the kind of guy that I'm all in. Like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So I was all in. So I enjoyed it. The extra pay would have been nice.
Yeah. I feel you. That would have always been nice. Yeah,
it would have been nice, but it's still. I learned a lot. Honestly, I wish I would have did that shit probably 10 years ago, because it would have opened my eyes to a lot more leadership styles.
Yeah.
Shit is just so crazy, man. Like y'all niggas is so much a part of like my formative years, man. My growing up, man. Like, okay, so with both of y'all niggas on the screen, right? P, me and you getting acquainted in basic training and shit, and then going to AIT and then to Korea, and then me and Wes going from fucking Korea to Fort Hood together.
Yeah.
And then like we there as married men together, running around, our wives know each other. Like, man, this shit is blown, man. It's crazy, man. Like,
it's crazy.
How much the dynamics was shifting as we was growing up and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right in front of each other type shit. It was crazy, man.
Yeah. It is.
Then we both really ended up. We're not with those women anymore.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Young and dumb, you know what I mean? You know the rest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Me and you, Primo, you know what I'm saying? We've been together ever since. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
man, yeah.
we got history. You know
Oh
what I mean?
man,
Yeah.
super
Like,
history, man. For
I
real, for
dig
real.
yeah,
that.
man.
I dig that.
Like
Man,
it was like a real brotherhood that was formed. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's
And,
like
and at them early stages, man. At them early stages.
doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like this deep. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's not just words.
Word.
You know
It's
what I mean?
solidified, man. It's already solidified, man, for sure, man.
Yeah.
yeah, no doubt.
1,000%, man. But okay, now West, you started talking about the Breonna Taylor thing a couple subjects ago.
Right.
What's your take on okay, well first the lawsuit. Okay, so they awarded her $12 million. They awarded her family the $12 million before the grand jury thing. Now normally that thing goes in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Normally the civil suit comes after they decide that there's no criminal charges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think they was rocking them to sleep with that with the lawsuit,
Mm-hmm.
letting you know that there will be no criminal charges without letting them know that. Even when they
Oh yeah.
start barricading the city up 2 days before they
Oh
announce,
yeah, they was already ready. They was
you
already ready.
you already knew what
I
time it
was saying
was.
that shit. I was saying that shit. Like these niggas already knew. You know what I'm saying? Like the you know what I'm saying? Like the signs are so obvious.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? Like what exactly was going on. And people don't realize the settlement, like in for lesser terms, is hush money. You know what I mean? Like a lawsuit is hush money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you know what's something else I saw that struck me as odd, and you know it's hard to ignore, was that a similar situation happened. I think it was like in Minnesota or Michigan or somewhere, where it was I think it was, I don't know if he was black or Hispanic, but he shot an Australian woman by accident and killed her. Right, that motherfucker went to jail immediately, and they paid the family $40 million.
What?
Exact. I won't say no. It ain't the exact same situation. No, it was because he I think he shot her by accident, like literally by accident. But jail $40 million.
Wow.
Jail $40
Yeah,
million.
this shit right here, it makes no sense because the one that does get charged is the one that gets the wanton. Like he gets charged because no, you didn't put your bullets in Breonna. You put your bullets through a fucking door and some glass and some other shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You should have kept them shits on target and hit Breonna, and then you would have been good. That's
Right.
basically what this shit was saying.
That is.
But since your
crazy.
bullets went astray, your ass is getting charged.
Right.
Like,
That's crazy.
shit,
Like
That
now,
is crazy.
yeah.
now if okay now, which is hypocrisy in itself, because clearly if us three go out and commit a crime and anybody gets killed in the process of any one of us letting off a firearm, we all responsible for the fucking murder. All three of us.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
there is so many layers about policing in this country that I think people just don't stop the process. And Breonna Taylor's case is like a significant example that we just kind of don't like. I feel like we just don't really look at this shit in a way to help us understand like how wrong what went down is.
Yeah, man.
Like, for number one, and Joaquin, even you know this too, Primo, that in the military, if I wantonly kill somebody, even at fucking war,
yeah.
curtains.
Oh yeah, you get charged, yo.
That's Geneva Convention.
You get your rules of engagement, you get your Geneva Convention card. Fuck it up if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck it if you want to. Right.
Yeah.
So the level of discipline that we're expected to have.
Right.
And here's the kicker that I think that they, I don't know why they allow police to get away with this, right? But when we all serve, it was beaten to our fucking heads that our lives are not the priority. Our lives are not that's why blue lives bother me so much, because as a soldier, my life is not the priority.
Oh yeah, we don't make the news, know what I'm saying?
Whatever I'm going out there to do,
You signed up for that shit.
That's the
The
priority.
The mission is the priority.
And I
That's
signed
exactly
up.
what they told
I
us.
signed up
for that shit. You
knowing
signed up to die, basically.
that in executing this mission, I might die, and that's part of my
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
so
Part
if
of
I
your
gotta
job description.
if
Yeah.
I gotta go in the room and be shot at first to make sure I don't kill the wrong person, if that's the mission, I gotta accept that, right?
Mhm.
But however, when I hear police talk about how I want to get home to my family, motherfucker, fuck your family. That's not your job. You took the job knowing that your job is to protect innocent people, right?
Yeah.
So that means that your life is not important or the priority. So when you go out there and you have to decide, do I shoot this person that might be innocent, or do I get shot? That should be an easy fucking answer.
Well,
I'd much rather.
They're wonton. They're wonton.
They're wonton, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably the first huge issue that I have with all these police shit is that I'm a huge fan of police officers. I want cops. I want to wake up in the morning and go outside, right, and not have to worry about my neighbor wanting my sneakers in my car and shooting like it's the fucking Wild West, right?
Of course.
Everybody, all of us want police, right?
Right.
But I can't accept the fact that we're allowing the theme for them to be is that I'm important. No, you're not. Your job is important. I know as a soldier, I'm not important.
Right.
The mission's important.
The mission is an important thing. Yeah.
But just like you said, you know what I'm saying, the soldier and cops, not all cops are bad cops, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
You know what I'm saying? Just
I
to
got family
feel
members in the police.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Like I got, you know what I'm saying, Primo, you've been in my neighborhood. Like I got a shit ton of cops as neighbors in my neighborhood. Like they're all over the place, you know what I mean? But like I feel safe. I know my shit ain't gonna get broken into. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I know I can have an Amazon package sit on my damn porch and nobody fuck with it because my neighbor's a fucking cop.
I live in one of them neighborhoods too.
Huh?
I live in one of them neighborhoods too where I don't have to worry about like if I leave my car door open all night, like my money will be there.
So
that's beautiful, man.
It's a privilege, you know what I'm saying? Like these other neighborhoods, they getting cars broken into, bikes stolen out their front yard. I ain't gotta worry about none of that shit. Like, come on now. And there's speed bumps in my neighborhood too. So your ass ain't getting away anytime quick.
Nigga, remember when we first got to Florida, nigga, we was in a nice neighborhood and nigga stole your motorcycle?
Yeah. Yeah, stole my motherfucking bike, yo.
Stole his motorcycle I was living in front of our apartment, yo.
Yeah, I was living in an apartment. Yeah, they stole my shit. My shit was clean though.
Yeah,
that bike was so clean. You know what I'm saying?
What was that? The CBR 700?
Yeah, the CBR 1000.
1000, all right.
Yeah, that was my shit. Had it extended, you know what I'm saying, in the back, had a 6.6 extension and lowered a little bit. It was like painted pearly white with the little flakes in it. Yeah, that bike was pretty, yo.
Yeah, the low jack on that joint. So they
but they did.
You wouldn't have got some fresher shit after that. You wouldn't have got some flyer shit after that.
Yeah, but I ended up getting rid of that because I was getting custody of my son.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying, I had to get rid of the bike gang. You know what I'm saying? Hang the helmet up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You almost scraped all the fucking skin off your body, nigga.
Oh yeah, I still got scars on my shoulders, you know what I'm saying? Like my first week in Florida with the bike, you know what I'm saying? Had it in North Carolina, but I get in Florida and they run me off the road and drive off on my head.
So you don't have to wear no helmet or no jacket in Florida at all.
You don't, but as a soldier you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Florida law, like you don't, but you know what I'm saying, as a recruiter, you're supposed to have you're supposed to have your PPE and all that shit, your helmet, your gloves, boots and all that shit. But only thing that wasn't required was the jacket, and I didn't have a fucking like a motorcycle jacket on. That's why I got scraped up when I got knocked off. But I wore a jacket after that shit. Like fuck.
You was with Lil T when that happened?
Yeah, I was with him and some other, you know what I'm saying, niggas that was in my recruiting battalion when I had got there, you know what I'm saying? It was all riders like, yo, why? Let's go riding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sure enough, right at the end of the ride, you know what I'm saying? Like some car just comes over, like swerves hard left to my lane and just swerves me off. I had, you know what I'm saying, I was hauling ass too. You know what I'm saying? I hit the brakes, but the brakes won't, you know what I'm saying, catching. And I just fucking hit the concrete, man. Just started sliding. You know what I'm saying? Brakes was working so hard. It was like fire coming out the back wheels. Like Lil T was telling me, like, yo, I saw fire coming out. I thought you did that shit on purpose. Like, nah, nigga. My ass was open, yo. I was about to die in this bitch.
Oh shit.
At the same time, like, good. That shit might look cool. Shit, what's good?
During y'all time in there, did y'all niggas hear about the heat ray, the military heat ray?
The what?
The heat ray that the military has.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I heard about. I mean, not firsthand, but yeah. I mean, like,
Yeah, same.
I just heard about that shit recently. I seen that shit. I'm like, is this real?
It's all kinds
I
of
believe it. I definitely believe it.
I saw some news thing about I don't know if it's the Russians or like the Israelis or somebody. They have this it's almost like a sound tool, a weapon that like
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
and they play this thing and it can make you disoriented and throw up and all kinds of shit. And at first I thought it was like bullshit, but then I watched this
That's real.
I watched this National Geographic or something, and they were showing how they could put a speaker in your ear, and they could play a tone, and it'll cause you to walk one direction or cause you to walk another direction. I'm like, God,
I believe that shit.
Yeah, nigga. That's where your
Hitler was
equilibrium is.
Yeah,
Hitler was dabbling in that crazy shit back. You know what I'm saying? Back in his era. You know what I'm saying? That shit is real.
yeah. Wow. It's wild what exists out there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here's y'all might enjoy this. Here's a little fun fact in history, man. Something that you may not have known. Have you ever heard the name William Dorsey Swan?
That name sounds familiar. I ain't gonna lie, but I can't remember from what.
William Dorsey Swan.
That name sounds familiar.
I ain't never heard of him. Break it down.
Okay, so William Dorsey Swan was a former slave. He was actually the first drag queen on record and led the queer movement as an escaped slave.
Word?
I don't know how important that is. I'm just throwing it out there.
I just say this, like, and no pun intended, but goddamn, that takes some nuts to do some shit like that then.
Yeah, back then. Come on now.
Jesus, and if I salute the homie.
And Google it. There's pictures of him. There's pictures of him in drag. If you Google it, William Dorsey Swan.
Hey man, I guess I salute the homie because like,
wow, like not only like you're a Negro, you're a RuPaul in the slave era. That's crazy.
Right. You gotta have some strong nuts. Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of ailments fighting against you back then, you know what I'm saying? Not just being gay, you know what I'm saying? And back then, they could say faggot freely, and it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You didn't think about it, right? Okay. Now, if he was able to lead a movement, somebody was letting him lead the movement, so he was dibbling and dabbling with people that were keeping him safe while he was an escaped slave.
So, you know, me and my mother talked about a little bit about you know, she was saying about how the media is just changing all these people into homosexuals. I won't say she was saying like that, but she was I guess expressing concern that maybe why there's so many people coming out is because, you know, media and whatnot. And I'm like, nah, I guarantee you all that shit existed throughout the entire time we've been alive.
Absolutely.
It's just that nowadays they're not gonna get hung or shot for being who they are.
It's heightened. That's why.
And it's exacerbated because they know they won't be hung or shot. So it gets exacerbated to the fullest degree right now.
Right. I mean, you know, I'm all for, man, do you live your life, brother? Like,
I don't care what you.
You should absolutely not be
persecuted, right?
Persecuted or not allowed to be who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Put that shit on and walk it. Like, I
will say this. Back in my younger years, I was heavy homophobic, yo. Like, yo, but that was our era, though. You know what I'm saying?
Who of us wasn't?
Right, as we all were.
Like, we grew up in that era. Like, yo, what?
And we knowingly served with gay soldiers, knowingly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know, they couldn't come out and tell you, but
yeah.
They was flamboyant enough for you to know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They let you know without letting you know for sure.
The military
don't tell shit. Yeah.
The military
don't tell, right?
Definitely forced me to opened my eyes to
Up to that, right?
so much different shit that I was like, damn, like I got a story that I tell people all the time. Whenever we have like in the Army, we'd have these discussions about racism and sexism and the little EO classes and shit.
Yeah.
And every now and then I give one, and then I'd always tell this story about my EO story about how I've evolved from being in the military. And I remember, right, I was in basic training, and we had this one cat. I'm 18, fresh off the streets of Memphis and shit, right? And we had this cat in basic. He was about 33-year-old dude. Name was Win, right? So I'm young and stupid, still saying Maine every third word, you know what I mean? So I'm asking, I say, hey, man, like, I was like, man, what you doing in the fucking military? He's like, I just joined for whatever reason. I'm like, oh, word. I said, okay, hey, man, you know karate? And he looked at me, he's like, yeah, I know karate. I'm like, all right, cool, that's dope, that's all right. So a week later, he get in a fight, he get his ass kicked, right?
Yeah.
And I go up to him afterwards, I'm like, I thought you knew karate. Like, man, get the fuck out of my face. And it just never occurred to me, right? And then maybe like 2 years later, I'm thinking about my experiences in life, and I'm thinking, God damn, how racist was that shit? It's a fucking American, right? I don't know this fucking dude. Like, just because he's Asian on me, like if he had asked me if I like chicken and play basketball, I'd have been offended.
Right.
Yeah. I was just thinking,
like watermelon.
He was young, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We didn't know.
Thinking, God damn.
We live and learn, you know what I'm saying? Like you're a completely different nigga than you were back then. You know what I'm saying? We all can say that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely I'm definitely more worldly experience and more knowledge, but I'm probably the same person, just not the same prejudices. I don't have the same prejudices.
Yeah. That's
exactly. Oh man.
There's some thinking has changed because, like I said, I was you know what I'm saying, a homophobe, you know what I'm saying? Like I was anti-homo, like for real. Like I put hands on a nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like what? Like what that you said, like for real, like niggas used to catch that shit like yo that nigga's looking at you, be like, what? Like yo, I had to go say something like I was that type of nigga back in the day, man. But it's all love now. Like yo, nobody should tell anybody how to live whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? We only live this life once. Like yo, be happy in your skin. But I was not that person back in the day.
Yeah, man. And P, as a testament to you, nigga, you came in this with the old phase. Remember the old phase?
Oh yeah.
You came in this with that type of language. I'm like, P, you gotta relax, man. You gotta relax, P. You gotta relax, P.
I ain't used that motherfucking word in so long. Obviously.
Yeah.
But you grow up in the South, you grew up in a place like Memphis, you
that's the beauty of life, man.
It's weird because
you have to unlearn some shit, man.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, the fucked up part that I looked at myself is that out of everything I said and did, I would still say, well, I'm not racist or I'm not homophobic. Like it was like I would had convinced myself that my behaviors didn't equate to who I was. And I think that also goes on there where we think our behaviors don't equate to who we. That's why people find it easy to vote for Trump, because they think that their behaviors don't express who they are. And I'm like, no, motherfucker, you exactly who you behave as.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You are who you behave as. So when my mind evolved, my behaviors had to fucking evolve.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. Absolutely.
So, and unconsciously that happens. You know what I mean? You don't even think about it. You know what I mean? It just happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You don't even realize it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That it automatically comes with the work of your mind evolving. It follows suit.
Y'all ever read As a Man Thinketh?
I haven't read it.
Bro, you gotta read that shit. That shit, it's not long at all. It's like fucking 20 pages. But and it's kind of repetitive. It repeats the same, to me, it repeats the same thing in different poetic ways to drive the point home. And that's what you think is the world you live in.
Yeah.
Your circumstance is absolutely your mind. And if you change your mind, you change your circumstance.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah.
So like, if you read the book, like, because it's also, I kind of knew that too, but when I read the book, it put it in such an eloquent way that I was like, it kind of drove it home and made it become like a mental mantra that when I go out.
Now that's also a scripture somewhere in the Bible as well, isn't it?
It is.
Okay.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like one of the scriptures that kind of lead to that was I remember going up reading a scripture that talked about, and it stuck in my mind, which is kind of parallel with that, was that to not seek in the counsel of the wicked or something of that nature. And it was about, your surroundings and the people you're with, and that's who you are, right? That's who you are.
Yes.
You cannot be like this example of what blows my mind about how people think their actions aren't who they are. How can you possibly be like an evangelical Christian in supporting Trump?
I don't even know what an evangelical Christian is. Like I just, man.
Right.
Like
I think I know this shit.
All that shit is just,
it's a Christian for whatever flavor it is. It's the Christian, right. And if you're familiar with Christianity and what their Bible says and how they read it, like nothing about him aligns with those scriptures. So it's like, how do you disconnect your actions?
Right. Everybody has their own justifications, man. They might be on the financial side, or they might be on the law enforcement side. He's the president of the law. You know what I mean? They'll
understand that.
Any justification to where would benefit them.
Right. But if you told me you were on the financial side, I can understand you. I can entertain a conversation with you because you have what I would perceive to be a logical. I don't know logical. We'll say is a rational perspective. I don't give a fuck about nobody but making money. Got it.
Right.
I can dig that. But if you come to me and say, well, I believe in God and faith, and that's why I'm voting for Trump. How the fuck is that possible?
What God are you talking about?
Right. I mean? So when people come to me and they present these ideals that I know don't match, I don't bother talking to you. It's like me and you having a discussion of whether Santa Claus is real. I'm a grown ass man. I ain't having that conversation with you. So you just stay in your fucking world. I go ahead and move
on. I feel you, bro. Hey, so, check it out, man. I want to end it. I want to end it on this note, man. The information age. The information age that we live in. What do you guys think about the information age / the misinformation age? So, all right. So I didn't confuse you at all, did I?
No.
All right. So let me give you my thoughts a little bit first on that before you guys respond to it. Okay. So the information age. Okay. Obviously, it's the Googles. The amount of information that we have access to now, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Wikipedia, all that shit. The misinformation age is exactly the same thing. Mm-hmm. All of the knowledge that we have access to, the Wikipedia and all that's been tampered and skewed and all that shit with. Like, Wikipedia, that anybody can go on there and fucking write a definition for Wikipedia.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. That's why it can't be used on the collegiate level because it's not an accurate, not an accurate source. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, I guess the misinformation came right along with the information age.
Yeah. So let me start off by saying, like, all three of us, we come well before the information age. You know what I mean? We come before, computers was hitting, before cell phones, we had beepers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We grew up in the rotary phone era, you know what I mean?
Like encyclopedias, Encyclopedia Britannica.
You know what I'm saying? Before Wi-Fi was Wi-Fi, before, the World Wide Web was the World Wide Web.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So we seen, this just come from nothing and where we are today. So we're holding cell phones that's more advanced than the computers that were used to send a man to the moon. You know what I mean? So we've seen all this, this transaction happen. Mm-hmm. So I could say the information age, in a sense has been great because, remember when Facebook first came into play and then, you were able to find,
It was so innocent. It was so innocent, wasn't it? It was so innocent.
Primo, you don't found so many niggas off of Facebook like, yo, what? Yo, I found this guy. Yo, I found this guy. Yo, we found you, P. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
it's like, you know what I'm saying, the information age has been great on that aspect, you know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
reconnected family and friends that haven't seen or spoken to each other in years. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's created relationships, you know what I'm saying? Like I got a couple of homeboys that met their wives off of, you know what I'm saying, like
Huh?
eHarmony and things like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like it's
Yeah.
it's it's been dope, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But at the
But
same
then
time,
how many? You got to swipe right a whole bunch of goddamn times before you meet that one, though, nigga.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that one, that's it. You cash out. You know what I'm saying? When you find that one, you cash out. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's people that is what corrupts. You know what I'm saying? What could have been, you know what I'm saying, a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing now, but you know what I'm saying? People just corrupt shit.
Mm.
And they post fake news. You know what I'm saying? They have their own agendas. You know what I'm saying? They manipulate information. You
I
know what I'm
think
saying? That's,
it
you
was
know
a
what I'm saying?
I think it was who I think it might have been Isaac Newton, maybe. Don't quote me. Listeners, you can Google who said this, but something to the effect of anything that anything that has the possibility of going wrong can and will.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and now, you know, now social media, you know what I'm saying, the internet is just, it's this monster that's out of control. Now they're using it, you know what I'm saying, to you know, to I guess
Manipulate.
persuade us on what to buy or what our interests are. You know,
Oh
they're, you
man.
know, big business, they're selling our information, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can't, you know what I'm saying, you can't be around your phone and say certain things without going on your feed and seeing that exact same
No,
topic pop up.
I thought I was bugging, bro.
Yeah, that shit
Yo,
happens, yo.
sometimes, I swear to God, bro.
Shit is real.
Sometimes I'll be thinking some shit. I'll be thinking it, and I'll start scrolling, and it'll be shit like reminiscent of what I was just thinking, bro. I'm like,
Bruh.
yo,
Yeah, that shit is
My,
real.
yo,
That shit is
yo,
real, and that
yo,
information is sold. If people don't know that, that information is sold. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
I want
they
you
sell,
to. I'm
they
sorry, go ahead.
sell algorithms of, you know what I'm saying, of what we search, what our interests are. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
then, you know what I'm saying, and
That's the
businesses
chip.
they buy this shit.
That's
That's
the
why
chip.
Facebook is so marketable. Instagram is so marketable because this information is being sold. B.
That's the
You know
chip
what
that
I'm
we
saying?
was all waiting for in the '90s when they was talking about the New World Order, and they were supposed to insert a fucking chip into your arm and shit.
Social
Yeah.
media.
Nigga, the chip is the phone you carry around every day,
Oh
and
yeah,
they made
exactly.
you pay for it. However
They
much
got
you
you. They
decided to
got
pay for your phone, you paid that amount for your own surveillance, nigga.
they got you.
Yo, you need. I recommend you all watch this damn Netflix show
Social
called
dilemma.
Social Dilemma.
Yep.
I've seen it.
I watched that
Yeah,
shit yesterday. I
Yep.
yeah.
remember I watched the shit yesterday. I only watched the first 30 minutes, and it has and all it did was confirm what I
My man.
always suspected.
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
And I knew it, but I never had anybody really confirm it to me.
Oh
Like
yeah, it's real, bro.
I thought
Shit
like
is
you,
real.
I be on Facebook and I see some shit I thought about. Fuck Facebook showing me how the fuck you know I'm, and then I
Yeah,
saw that shit and I'm like,
and
God
that's
damn.
it. You know what I'm
So
saying? Like, what can you
so
do at this point? It is that, you know what I'm saying? It's embedded in our lives. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You can't escape it. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying?
man.
Like it's
it
everywhere. Like what?
it's everywhere.
Yeah,
But
and if you okay, and I tend to think this way, right? Okay, so you guys have iPhones,
mhm,
both of
I have
you.
a I
I
have
got
a
an iPhone.
Samsung.
What you got, Wes? Or Android?
No, I got a yeah, I got an Android Samsung.
Android. Okay, so Android has you can just say Hey Google with
Mhm,
Android instead of saying Hey Siri.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I mean, what distinguishes that microphone from or that speaker or microphone from being on all the time,
Nothing.
other than you just saying Hey Google, can you find this for me? Like
Nothing.
I'm.
Yeah, I turn that shit off my shit. You know what
No,
I'm
no, no,
saying?
no,
Like,
no, 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 no. Brother,
There is no
you
turning that
can't.
off.
There is
I
no
know.
turn it off. There is
Yeah,
no
but
turn it off.
you know
It's
what I'm
always
saying?
on.
It doesn't pop up like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bloop. You know what I mean? I
No,
don't know that shit, but
it's on.
I feel you.
Okay.
It's on.
I know it's always on,
It's on.
but
Yeah.
Yo,
you know, I
so
can't go down like, hey Google my shit. It'll just, you know what I'm saying, like do whatever. I gotta press a button.
Right.
But you know,
I
you're right. The kid is listening, no doubt.
I I recently got a car. I got a Toyota. First time I went to Japanese vehicles because I was driving a 300 for a long time. I love my 300, but I got this damn Toyota and driving this Toyota. And I come home and I got a little app to come with it to let me know when I need gas or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking through this app and the motherfucker tell me, hey, you know, your trip today from so and so to so and so was good. It said you broke hard this many times, you turned left really hard this many times, you turned right this hard this many times.
Oh shit.
And I'm like,
that's really
so
detailed.
so whether I want to or not, this information is going to Toyota.
Yes, it is.
I can subscribe to get to also see it. Right? So I can pay $5 a month and I can see it too.
Right.
But they getting it.
Right. But I mean, what good would that serve you to have that information?
Yeah, like I know how to fuck. I drove it, so I know how I drove. Right. But they getting it, and it's just the infiltration in our lives. Is unbelievable how easily accepted. So so first and foremost, I would say like information age, gift and the curse, best and worst thing that ever happened to us. It has made us more smart and way more fucking lazy and easily to control. Right.
I would argue, man. I think some people have gotten dumber, bro.
Well, see, here's the difference. There's a difference between intellect and smarts, right?
Break that down.
So you can be smart and know a lot of things.
Okay.
Right. Like that's what the education system that we all went through was based on.
Okay.
It's really based on you knowing shit.
Retaining shit. Yeah.
Retaining, right? You know it. You retain it. Okay. But intellect is the ability to use information accordingly to achieve something.
Okay.
Right? So like I give you information, but you know it. So what? You know 4 + 4 is 8. So what? How can you use that productively? That makes you intelligent.
Okay.
The information age has made people say smarter, they know more, but misinformation comes in because they're not intellectual enough to say, okay, this person says this. Let me go verify that somewhere else.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I don't think it necessarily made us dumber, but it's more people that have a voice now. You know what I mean? Like more people have a voice, and nobody's fact checking anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if it's on the internet, it must be true, right? That's what they fucking say.
Information has become a la carte. You get what you want to feed your
echo
perspective, right?
Echo chambers.
And honest to goodness, it really hasn't ever been any different. Like I remember going through high school and listening to all the history classes, and I always feel like this shit don't sound like it's full and real. You know what I mean? And then you hear 15 years later, actually what they taught us back then, like Christopher Columbus didn't discover shit.
Right.
But we was all taught that.
Right. And I had those Encyclopedia Britannicas that you spoke about earlier. So I knew this shit I was learning. I knew there was something that it wasn't adding up.
Shit ain't adding up,
right.
But we were fortunate enough to be brought up in an environment, however it was, our environment taught us to be a little more inquisitive, a little more and inspect things a little in detail. But today, because shit is so easy to get, they're becoming lazy with the information, which means I can tell you any fucking thing. Yeah. You're gonna run with that shit.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a gift for you and I. It's a gift for me, for the three of us. We hear information, we gonna dig a little further, see a little more, try to make ourselves more well-rounded. But the average person, that shit fit what I want to say, so I'm gonna say it. I've seen this motherfucker. Like I've read the Quran, right? I've read the Quran. I read the Bible. I dabbled in the what's called a Torah.
Yeah.
Torah. I read some Vedic scriptures. I read a few religious things because I want to know. Right. I don't want a perspective. I want the knowledge. Right. So I read everything. And I remember seeing this shit come across Facebook when the war with Afghanistan or Iraq first happened, and it was like the Quran, an eagle's gonna fly down from heaven and savage the people of Iraq or something or whatever. And I'm looking at this shit like, and everybody's posted, see, their own book says that they shouldn't be fucking with us, and I'm like, are these idiots for real?
Wow.
Right. I mean, in the quote has actual verse and chapter, and all you have to do is open the Quran and look at the verse and chapter. It ain't anywhere fucking close to that. This shit's being reposted and reposted and reposted.
Right. Exactly.
So the information age is a gift for people.
And a curse.
It's a gift for people like you and I and Watkins, but it's a curse for the masses. In
Oh yeah.
actuality, it's a curse for us as well, because there's nothing more burdensome than being intelligent in a room full of idiots.
You're right. Now, okay, and I'm gonna tell you something that kind of brought me to this conclusion, if you will, I guess. I'm scrolling down my Facebook timeline and shit, right? So I come across a young lady's post, and she says, I'm paraphrasing, like I'm literally disgusted with blah 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 XYZ, whatever it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
She spelled literally Litterly. Literally. I said, man, yo, I blocked her immediately. I said, I can't ever see nothing. Yeah, you fucking spell again, bro. I don't never want to see nothing from you
But
ever.
that's the thing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like poor grammar is like in right now for whatever reason. It's like in. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Poor grammar, poor spelling. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's in. Like it's trending. I don't know what the fuck it is, yo. Like if you notice these, you know what I'm saying, when people post, like, yeah, the grammar is just off.
And
Nobody
the
was
world,
serious.
But
Like,
it
you
can't
know,
be in them
that's
emails,
old now.
though. It can't be in them emails when you're trying to handle business, though. This is what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
yeah,
It can't be.
yeah.
Yeah, now we sound like old heads because we're talking about punctuality and
I know,
grammar.
right? Goddamn, nigga.
But you know something? No, like I tell my
Grammar is
I tell I
Period,
tell
motherfuckers. Shit.
I tell my kids a couple of things now that I wish somebody would have told me when I was younger. One is that communication is important. You have to be mindful about your communication.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. Like,
Oh yeah.
and it's okay to change your communication for the environment you're in. That's how communication works.
That's
like
right.
if I'm speaking Chinese and you speaking Mexican, then we're not gonna communicate.
Right.
So if I really want to get a point across to you, I'm gonna have to put in a language you understand, and that's perfectly fucking fine. Especially when you're trying to get to a goal, right?
Yeah.
And secondly, I told them, and it's very important about how you talk about information today, is that every fucking thing you see and everybody you encounter is trying to influence you, to include your own fucking father. Everybody. Don't you ever give your brain a break in the presence of anybody.
That's right.
Because they're all trying to influence you.
Yeah. Embrace your individualism.
And there's actually one more thing that came out of that for my children that I think people don't understand, that I would like for them to consider, is that it's a burden to be smart and to be respectful, because so much of the world nowadays says to be different from that.
Right.
To be disrespectful, to be ignorant, to be vulgar, to be violent.
Yeah.
Our president says that. Our president.
It's in the fucking White House, exactly.
Right.
And it's a burden for that. So I tell my kids that as you progress through life and you use these things like communicating properly and being mindful about your brain in the presence of others, you'll find yourself at a social disadvantage until them motherfuckers catch up to you.
Yeah.
And that's where I think a lot of people are afraid to be on the outside, which is what makes this disinformation so easily digestible, because it keeps them on the inside of all the other fucking idiots.
You know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna leave it at that, man. Again, this is the jewels of life. We can't give them all the jewels, gentlemen. Not at one time. You know what I'm saying? We gotta break this shit up, man. We gotta give it to them in doses, kid. We overdose these niggas, man, if we give them too much.
Hey, yo, we got more than what they know. I mean, like, yo, we got infinite knowledge over here. You know what I mean? So, yo, definitely, this was fun. This was fun.
Man.
Just to reconnect with my dudes. You know what I mean? The three-headed goat right here. Like, it's crazy.
Reunion with my guys, man. Reunion with my guys, man, on my platform. So, you know, you'll see more of this. You'll see these gentlemen more. On that note, anything you guys want to say in parting? Anybody you want to shout out? Anything important on your mind you want to get off?
Like the motherfucking man Watkins said, get your ass out there and vote.
Okay.
Honest to God, I don't care who you vote for. Just fucking vote. Because if enough people vote, the right person will be put in office. It's been proven.
All right.
The right person has probably been the popular vote the last probably 4 or 5 elections.
Oh man.
So,
yeah, you're right.
Word. And I was gonna go out there. I was gonna say the same thing. Just go out there and vote. You know what I'm saying? Like this is an important period right here. Yeah. We all see the spectacle that's going on in front of us is not being hidden at all whatsoever. It's right in front of our faces. You know, regardless of what side, you know what I'm saying, you believe in, you know who's lives, if you want to see it that way, you believe in, you know what I'm saying, go out there and voice that, you know what I'm saying, go hit the polls, you know what I'm saying, you know, turning in ballots or even register if you need to register. I think tomorrow's the last day to register for real.
Man,
You know
please
what I'm
get out
saying?
there.
So you need to go ahead and register, you know what I'm saying, and go out there and voice your opinion. We all live here. This is our America. You know what I'm saying, we're not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it or not, we're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm a homeowner, you know what I'm saying? I ain't giving up this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going anywhere.
And
You know
that's a
what I'm
fact,
saying?
nigga. 40 acres and a mule, nigga.
You
And
know what I
on that
mean?
note, we
So
out of
we
here.
all gotta live together, man. So let's get this right, man, because yo, this is embarrassing, not only to, you know what I'm saying, for us internally, but you know what I'm saying, externally to the world. You know what I'm saying? It's embarrassment. So we just need to get it together.
That's
Hey,
real
Primo,
talk.
man, I really appreciate you putting this together, man. It's been lovely, brother. It's been
Yes,
lovely.
man. Yes, man. Well, this is what we
Word.
do, man. We're gonna do more of this, man. I mean, even this side is essential, man. Coming from us, you know, like elder statesmen, I guess you can call us now.
I take that. I
This
take that.
this perspective
Yeah.
is needed. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be doing this more. On that note, everybody, thank you for tuning in. If you listen through the whole podcast, we love you, man. We here. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to the baby moms, man. Shout out to the stay at home mothers, not stay at home mothers, but the mothers that are doing the homeschooling with the babies right now. Because my baby's going through homeschooling right now. So for y'all mothers are the
Yeah.
real heroes out there as well. So again, on that note, we just checking in with you, Jewels of Life. Fuck y'all niggas. We out of here.
Word. Love everybody.
Ow.